Good afternoon, good day, good morning. This time of the year is very, 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 very tricky, and it almost feels like a make it or break it time of, time. And we get so overly obsessed about doing our best, and we ask ourselves who we are, and we get overwhelmed with the goals and the plans, and sometimes we looking and reflecting on what has happened the previous year and looking at how can we improve. It's all about putting our best foot forward, and sometimes anxiety can build up around performance and around, will I make it? Who will I be at the end of this? Especially when you get into this month and you're getting in this month on a zero or on a negative, financially speaking. And also energy-wise, you might have gone a bit too hard. You may feel like you spent a lot of time with family, and you feel like you neglected work, and now you gotta kind of readjust your mindset to get into work, and you're feeling a lot of things, and getting up in the morning also now and sleeping on time. So many things have been kind of affected, and so on and so forth. I go through the same thing. I may be a life coach and an NLP practitioner, but I go through the same. In the last couple of days, I've had the great opportunity to, be interviewed on SAFM and speak on resolutions, and speak on the anxiety associated and around just the New Year's, and had conversations with the hosts of the radio shows, and even in reading some articles and just kind of trying to also better understand how people are feeling and how people are going through. Do you guys know that some have really committed suicide? Some have really taken their lives because this is me assuming some of the reasons why this happened, but just speaking on general terms, in terms of what is happening, is there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of wanting to to be the best and to get the best out of this year. And some of us have been hurt and harmed by our own resolutions that we've made. I've been seeing this joke that's flying around that you guys have learned, you're not saying this year is my year. I took something from that one, there's a bit of fear in trying to put things in the universe, because you fear that it's not going to happen like it didn't happen last year or the previous year. And then that creates a limiting belief. Also, on the flip side, there's a lesson to know that don't put so much pressure on yourself. Say, this is the best year ever, I must put my best foot, but be gracious and kind to yourself. And I was asked on radio, what does it mean to be gracious and kind to yourself? Basically means to be fully aware where you are. Be fully aware of what you have and don't have. I like focusing on what I do have. And once you are there, honesty sets in, and awareness of your powerlessness sets in. Most of us shy away from being by ourselves, so we look for exits. We look for things to distract us, or either go towards the alcohol, or go towards a relationship, or we go towards throwing yourself at work, or throwing yourself towards something, and you miss and skip the most important thing, is to be with yourself and be with those emotions of powerlessness, or of perceived weakness, or perceived failure. I don't call it failure, I call it feedback. But it's something we can get into in another time. When you do that and you allow yourself to be fully present and be where your feet are, I like that saying, be where your feet are, because that reminds you, one, to be grounded, and to be fully present at whatever is going on. What's the importance of that? Is because once you do that and you accept your powerlessness and you surrender, the power of surrender, it activates something stronger inside of you. I know this because maybe a quick story to explain what I'm talking about and how this can work for you as it worked for me. For many years, I've been a cross-country cyclist. And just preparing for this video, I was going through some of the images of my campaigns. And the last one I've done, I was by myself, completely by myself. Cycled from Johannesburg all the way to Cape Town, via KZN, via Free State, KZN, and Eastern Cape. Took me about 42 days. That's a month plus, and it's almost about 3,000 kilometers. Now, there are moments and times where, you know, my body felt broken. I didn't know which part of my body was painful, but everything just kind of came together in one space, in one time. And I couldn't move. I felt like I couldn't move. I felt like I needed to turn back and go home. I think I was in Swellendam, somewhere in the Western Cape. It happened a few times, but I'm picking that one for now. And at that time when I felt like my knees were sore, my back was aching, I had piles, and they developed into something else because I was sitting on the seat 12 hours plus every day. Now, and I had to wake up every morning at 4:30, try and leave wherever I'm at to go to my next destination. And I was cycling about, on average, 90 kilometers a day, average. Sometimes it'd be 100 and something, sometimes it'd be 200, sometimes it'd be 50, 40, depending on where I am. And I had to accept every morning, embrace that pain, accept that I feel like I can't do it. I used to say that out loud sometimes. I can't do it. I physically cannot. My knees hurt. Like, they really hurt. I can't do it. And my spirit feels like, I don't know, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? You know, what the hell? I was questioning myself. I wanted to give up. And it's at that point when I surrendered and I was like, I handed over. And for me, praying and connecting to a higher power is something that has helped me get through things. So I connected. I was like, God, you set me on this path. I left Johannesburg on the 25th of November. It's already past Christmas. I'm passing New Year's, and I'm still on the road. I'm still not there. But as soon as I said these things, the relief, my ego was frustrated. My pride was shattered. Everything outside of me was no longer able to help me. And all I was left with was my perceived failure at that moment. But when I surrendered like that, I was not saying I'm failing. I'm just saying I can't. I don't have the capacity to do it. But I took one more step. I got up out of bed. I got dressed as I tied my bandage around my broken areas or hurt areas, my knees and my ankles and my elbows, to apply the pressure so that it can be numb. I got on the bike and I started pedaling. It was excruciatingly painful. But every time I pedaled, each time I pedaled, and I pushed through the pain. Each time I pedaled, it got better. 1 hour went past, 2 hours got past, 3 hours got past. And then what happens is the pain shuts down. I no longer feel the pain. Now I'm in rhythm, I'm in movement, I'm in moment. Like I'm going. And as I keep going, 5 hours go by, and then 6 hours go by, 7 hours, 8 hours, until I get to 12 hours, until I get to my next destination. And at that point, when I lift my head and I'm like, oh, I've made it. I've made it to my next destination. I was broken. I felt defeated. I was physically, lacking. And I done it. The key things there were, I let go of trying to do my best. Fuck all that. To hell with do my best. I done what was required. What was required for me was to be true to myself and honest and get up and go. That was the goal. Now I was out there in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere, cycling. And I've taken that and now I'm superimposing it into my everyday life. Currently I'm doing things that I've never really done. I'm pursuing entrepreneurship. I'm pursuing being a present, active dad. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my life coaching business. I'm also working on other businesses, and I'm trying to be a present son too. These things, for me, for the longest time, I've avoided them, and they've been like how I was in the wilderness. Cycling was hard. It's hard. It's hard managing finances. It's hard. Sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I make mistakes. I'm in debt. I'm managing the best way I can. So I had to remove that doing my best, because why? If I remove doing my best, I remove the emotional attachment I have with doing my best, because doing my best is associated with some kind of narrative I tell myself how my best looks like, how my best should be. And when I put myself in that little corner and I don't achieve my best, I deflate myself. I harm myself even more. So fuck all that stuff about my best and perfection and so on. Another thing is I'm working on cursing less so that I can reach a wider audience. But I'm also kind to myself that I know, it will take some time, but effort is applied. I didn't curse that much in this video. So, sorry, I got distracted there for a second, but that's it. It's doing what is required. So, how to manage the anxiety of jumping into a new year is by, one, being honest with yourself, being very true, honest with yourself, what you have, what you don't have, and moving forward from there, admitting your powerlessness. On the other hand of admitting your powerlessness, that's where God steps in. You do what you can, and then the power comes in. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how I made it all the way through to Cape Town from Johannesburg alone, cycling, with very limited to no resources. I done it. And when I reflect and look back and say, oh, I've got evidence of me pushing through the most difficult times, so I can use that energy and that memory to push me through this month, January 2024. I can use that to push me through today. I'm not at June 2024. I'm at today, the 4th of Jan. That's where I'm at. And I'm facing each and every struggle. Work is about to open. I'm actually sitting in a car waiting to go into our first meeting of the year. Am I being anxious? Yes, I am. Am I questioning what have I put in? What have I done? Yes, I'm questioning it. But I've surrendered. I'm no longer resisting where I am. Resistance brings about persistence. Whatever you're resisting will persist. So I'm allowing myself to go through what I need to go through. Another thing is I have abandoned expectations on other people. I've removed that, because when I expect someone to pay me, or I expect someone to do a particular job which can assist me in getting more money or doing whatever I need to do so that I can take care of my family and take care of the people that I owe and build my business, and when they don't pull up or give me what I expect, I get harmed. And I use that sometimes as an excuse. And then I can tell my family and those people, I didn't get this because this happened. I move expectations from people. And also, I manage my own expectations of self. If I do the basic, and if I do what is necessary and needed, slowly but surely I'll climb up that mountain and get to the top of where I need to be. That's how I remove these high expectations of myself and these high expectations and goals that I have. Do I have goals and plans? Yes. I've written them down. Vision board. I looked at my vision board for last year, and there's a few things that I've achieved, and I feel really good about that. Really, really good. I've made some bold moves, in the time of my weakness, in the time of when I'm so weak. So January is your weak time. You've got regrets, you've got other things that you, oh my God, I spent so much in December. Oh shit, I've done so much. Where am I now? You here. You watching this video. You here. So be here. Be where your here is. And that way you'll see, you'll be able to manage things. You'll be able to manage 1 hour at a time. Perfection is just an illusion that you either created for yourself, and it creates limiting beliefs. Your best, you have no idea what your best is. I have no idea what my best is. Your best, or your perceived best, personal best, is only a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what your potential is. So let's do this, man. Let's jump into the year with love for self, with acceptance of self. And don't allow your mind to trick you and make you feel that once you admit your powerlessness, that means defeat. No, when you're weak, that's when your internal power is strong. That's when your higher power is strong. When you take one step forward, even in the difficulty, God meets you halfway. There's that saying that says that the universe will conspire to align things for you. It only happens when you move. So if you're feeling stuck, make a move, make a call, make a text, reach out to me, a life coach. Just book a session. If not me, talk to a friend. If not a friend, talk to whoever. Talk to God, write it down. But move, 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 move. That's what we're doing this year, 2024. We're moving, baby. Let's go. We are not, I repeat, we are not out here saying I'm doing my best, because your best is already packaged in a preconceived idea of what your best is, and you've got no idea of the depth and of what you can do. Lastly, let's stop buying. Let's be sellers. Let's stop buying and be sellers. Let's use that mentality. Let's stop buying, let's be sellers. Because when you're selling something, forget about a product or a service. I'm not talking about that as such, but yes, do that too. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you wake up in the morning, you say yes. You say yes. Sell. Right? Sell. Matter of fact, besides, be a buyer. No, forget that. Be a buyer. Don't sell, be a buyer. Be a buyer. What I mean by that, customer's always right, isn't it? You don't question a buyer. So you say yes because I'm buying that. Say yes, I'm buying into my own dreams. Say yes, I'm buying into me. I'm buying into the dreams I have. I'm buying into putting one step forward. Be a buyer. You don't question a buyer. Have you ever seen, I work in a bit of retail also. I've seen customers coming there wanting to buy some furniture, and should see their confidence when they walk in there, because they know I'm here to buy. I know what fabric I want. I know what couch I want. I know how it's going to look like. There's a dream flying by there. I know what I'm looking for. I know how it's shaped. I know where I want to put it in my house. I know, or my holiday home. I'm buying. I'm buying. So wake up and be a buyer. Say yes. So in conclusion, there's 3 things, man, or a couple of things. One, right? Forget about doing your best. Do what is required. Let's not attach emotions to this thing. Just do what's required. Do what's required. You know what I mean? Just do what's required. That's key. Wake up in the morning, prepare what you can for your kids, prepare what you can for yourself, and get up and go and do what is required. Your best will find you. as you do, the universe will open up and it will let through what it needs to let through for you, because it will find you on your feet doing. Second thing, become a buyer. Buy your own story. Buy your own dreams. Buy your own value, your own amazingness. Buy into it. Buy it. Buy it. You wake up in the morning and say, yes, to this day. Yes, that I'm waking up and I'm tired, but yes, I'm getting into the shower half asleep. Yes. Become a buyer. And as a buyer, you know what you want. So buy into that. Number 3. Sorry guys, the plane. I'm very close to my dreams. I'm about to take off. Another thing is manage your own expectations and manage expectations that you have on other people. That's important. You really want to manage the expectations you have on other people. Also remember that everyone else, just like you, is going through something. You know, manage the expectations that you have on other people. Try and rely more on the higher power and rely more on yourself and how you have achieved so many other things before. And that now your hard time right now is not your destination. So manage expectations that you have on other people. Remove the expectations you have on other people, that someone is going to pay you at a particular time, or someone that owes you some this, or someone owes you love, someone owes you attention, someone owes you happiness. Remove expectations from other people, because if you do not, it's going to create resentment towards that person, and it's going to mess up a relationship because you were unable to manage your own expectations on other people, because then you start projecting. Because if you wake up and you're secure and confident in what you're doing, you already know the result of it, because you've got evidence and you've seen yourself achieve and do things. So remove expectations you have on other people. Remove that completely, let it die. Manage your own expectations. Earn confidence. I earned my confidence when I took my bicycle and I cycled every day until I got to Cape Town. It took me 42 days. I earned my resilience. I earned my ability to get up and transform myself. I earned, and I went and I studied NLP, life coaching. And I went and I studied NLP to become an NLP practitioner. And I put in the hours, I put in the work. You know, I've been through what I've been through, and I have come out on the other side victorious, because I never stop moving. So I've earned that. I've earned the confidence. I've earned that. I'm a starter, man, and now I know I'm a finisher too. You know, so that's it, man. Put yourself out there, biggie by biggie, small by small. Start walking before you can start running a marathon. That's it. That's what I mean by being kind to yourself. Chew this elephant. This 2024 is a huge ass elephant. Chew it slowly, bite it slowly. And finally, be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest to your debtors and your creditors. Be honest to your suppliers. Be honest to your employees. Be honest to your children. Be honest to your lovers. Be honest to your lovers, whatever you got going on. Be honest. Be honest, because with honesty, it really man, it takes off things, man. Hey, yes. To saying that I don't have the capacity, it just takes off a lot of things. And it also suffocates the ego, because the ego is the one that wants to over-explain and say, I can do this, or I can't do this, but I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. No. Let's strangle the ego. Yeah, strangle the ego. Yeah, so reach out to anyone that you need to reach out to, however you need to reach out to that person and those people. And remember that, as cliche as it sounds, it starts with you. I had to realize it had to start with me. I had to change one thing. I had to change one thing in my life, and that was everything. But it began slowly but surely. And some things I'm learning them as I look back and say, oh, snap. Okay. Oh, okay. So I've got staying power. Oh, okay. If I can stay broken physically, emotionally, and alone on a bicycle for days on end, hours on end, pedaling. You imagine like pedaling for 12 hours, pedaling. If I done that, sure, I can get through building a business. If I had done that, I can get through showing up for my employer early, on time, or even early, and leaving late. If I had done that, I can manage my emotions, manage my anger, manage how I respond to people and things. If I done that, it means I've got patience. I can be patient and watch my business grow as it should, and not take on perhaps at the big contracts or something that I can't really do right now just because I want the money. I've been through something like that and it didn't work out very well. But that failure, aka that feedback, has now made me a better person. I can move now and operate now from a better space, from a better understanding, because I moved earlier. It bit me. I took that feedback. I've applied it to my own life. Now I can navigate through it. And the most powerful thing here too, which I forget sometimes, I remind myself, that's why I do this video sometimes, it's for me to remind myself too, is that what I've learned that has bit me, I can teach to my son, my sons, my daughters, my nephews and nieces, my colleagues and my employees. I can do that now. And I can put that also into my life coaching, because I'm not just a life coach. I experience things. I've experienced failure. I've experienced disaster, self-harm. I've experienced all of these limiting beliefs. And every day I face up to it. I don't shy away from it. So it makes me courageous. It makes you courageous if you're able to get up every morning, every damn morning, when you know that you're facing so many things, but you get up anyway. Akho mali, akho kudla. You don't know what you're gonna do for your kids. You lost your business, you gotta close it down. But you got up. Now that's something remarkable and powerful. Take that. And let's keep moving, man. Lunga Ncala Ndlovu. I'm an NLP practitioner and an NLP life coach. And I am who I say I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. I'm a father. I'm a brother. Did I say I'm an entrepreneur? I'm a businessman. And whatever I don't know, I will learn. So don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself as you learn. And remember, as you learn, mistakes are bound to happen. Make them quicker. Forgive yourself quicker. Keep moving.